Speer's contrition had paid off. He had cheated death.
I think he won a lot of sympathy from the Western judges, not the Russians. The Russians wanted him hanged, but the Americans and the British, at any rate, I think somewhat fell for the line of the grand bourgeois, who would not have got his hands dirty in the real crimes of the regime.
As Speer was led away, there were nagging doubts that some sort of deal had been struck to spare him. Many felt that the chief US prosecutor had not been as tough on him as he had on the others. Had that earlier collaboration with Nitze and his colleagues saved his life? It was a question which would persist for years to come, especially in view of what happened next. On July the 18th, 1947, Albert Speer arrived at Spandau prison in Berlin. He faced 2 decades behind bars. Known simply as prisoner number 5, Speer slipped into a monotonous routine. He read voraciously and tended a small garden. He also, against all the rules, worked on his memoirs, using any scrap of paper he could find. By the mid-1950s, there were calls for Speer's sentence to be commuted, but the Russians were adamant he should serve the full term. Finally, at the stroke of midnight on September the 30th, 1966, after serving his sentence to the day, Speer was released.
But I can tell you that I'm quite glad to be outside here.
He was whisked to a nearby hotel where he held an impromptu press conference.
Oh, monsieur, mon français est trop mauvais.
Sur le passé, quelques mots sur l'avenir.
Sur l'avenir. Oh, j'espère que je serai un architecte et que j'ai beaucoup de travail.
Quelle est votre première impression d'homme libre?
Oh, mon Dieu. Que je suis libre, que c'est beaucoup mieux qu'avant.
Albert Speer now became a media star. In fact, he began to reinvent himself, creating the image of the good Nazi.
Yesterday, very interesting topic. Yes. Yeah.
He found himself in constant demand for interviews, particularly when the book he'd clandestinely written in Spandau was published in 1970. Entitled Inside the Third Reich, Speer's compelling account of his life and times in Nazi Germany became an international bestseller. Royalties rolled in. Speer became rich.
Bloody hell.
Unmissable moments on yesterday.
That's no good, is it?
Time to
Yeah.